Georgia, an old white gentleman, and his father's name was Rufus, and I said, now are you sure? White people named Rufus. And he said, yeah. So he was a great mentor, and he kind of took me under his wing. So the days when I was crying, he's like, stop that. We're not going to have that. They're gonna hate you, okay? And you need to realize that they're going to hate you. They're going to give you a hard time. I have to tell you a quick story about for a promotion, and because I won, we actually at the phone company, when we started, we were doing about $300,000 a month when I got there, and I took him to over $3 million a month. And he, as a gift, he gave me a 528 BMW. No, he should have gave me the money. I was busy about the car. I was like, well, ain't that something? No, I'm joking. Because really, when I got there, he took me to Chasen's up here. And so we're driving, and he's talking to me in the car, and he's like, how you doing, kid? And I'm like, I'm all right. You know, he goes, okay, well, because I'm promoting you to vice president, as he talks, and I'm listening to Sachi, and she's got this accent too, and I'm like, where did that come from? But, you know, she grew up in the South. So he tells me, come on, let's go up here. So he says, will you be willing to take, you know, any car? And I'm like, well, of course. Yeah, come on, any car? Yeah. He's like, well, I found a 1984, and this was 1997. Found a 1984 320i that I think will be perfect for you. Perfect. So as we're driving up, we get there, and the concierge comes out, and of course they're falling over him, and here I am, this little black girl. And they look at me like I should be holding his bags. And they're like, who is this? And he's like, well, this is Miss Shaw. And they're like, oh, hello. Yes, Mr. McClarty, is there anything else? And they said, well, the car's for her. And they, it is? Yeah. So I said, well, you know, he told me it's a 320i. That sounds perfect. And the guy looked at me, he's like, no, Miss Shaw. Why don't you pick a color? And they were all lined up in every color of the rainbow. I said, pick a color. So you know I did. The traditional sister girl on Oprah, right? You know, so I called my mother, and my mother was not saying, oh, you have to stay home. My mother said, get your butt out and go out and work, because get off my floor. And so I said, I got a car. He didn't give me, what? She said, a car. I said, yeah, so we drove to Chasen. And she didn't believe me either. And so when there was a little sticker in the window, I go, look, it said Shaw. And she said, oh my God! Oh my God! So now she's doing the sister girl happy dance. But I tell you this story about the car, not to brag, but to tell you that when I drove my car to work, there was a space out in front that used to be handicapped. And they painted over it so it was no longer handicapped. But I wanted to park my car there so I could see it out the window and just like lust after the car. Well, one of the guys in the back in the switch room decided to call the police on me and said that I was illegally parked in a handicap space. And the receptionist, of course, the only one who, you know, loved me, ran out and told the police, what are you doing here? You know, that's my boss's car. She told me to move it, and I'm so sorry. Please don't give her a ticket. And he said, well, what are you talking about, ma'am? Somebody called from your company and told me that this car was illegally parked. And so, you know, backstabbing, they used to, my relatives had our phone service, and one guy took every printout of every relative that I had, and of course, you know, because I was vice president, you know,